Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your end of December 2022 General Tarot update. Oops, I think I'm going to pick this one just because it jumped out at me. It's Rena here. Oh, I haven't been getting a lot of reverse cards lately, so that is interesting. For sure. Okay, I'm going to pick an additional card. Let me cut this. Okay, Queen of Cups. So putting that down. It's funny because I think the Queen of Cups is Cancer, and I just was talking about, I just did Cancer and I was talking about Aries. So maybe there's some mutual receptivity with this. The heart of the matter is the Nine of Pentacles. This is about enjoying financial independence in some way. Some of you may have quit your jobs at the end of the year. When I look at the past position, I see the Five of Wands. This is the rat race. This is dog eat dog. Now, typically, Aries people are down for this kind of scenario because you're very competitive. But there are some Aries people that don't like that want to just, they want to have a work environment that's more cooperative. I've met Aries people that are a lot more mellow than other Aries people. So that's kind of a stereotype, I guess you would say, that all Aries people are very aggressive. You're very motivated, but you don't have to be aggressive. That's the point. And being ambitious doesn't have to mean being like, super aggressive. I mean that you're just trying to step all over somebody. So you might have quit, because I just see this Nine of Pentacles like tra la 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 la. I'm just sitting here enjoying my my life, knowing that I am independent. I can support myself. I don't need you. I don't need this. It could have been instigated, this Five of Wands activity. And what I mean is like an authority figure trying to pit everybody against each other. I've mentioned this painting that I saw. I've mentioned this before on YouTube, but I don't know which sign I mentioned it to. I go to the Mexican Museum of Art in Chicago sometimes, and they have this painting that I love in their permanent collection. And it's called, Fighting for Crumbs in the Bread Factory or something. And they just show like the overseers just sitting there watching these people fighting, the peasants, the workers, they're peasants, fighting for crumbs while they're just sitting there laughing at them. And that's how I see like the Five of Wands sometimes. The higher message is the Eight of Cups. And really, what this is suggesting is that there is this, like, really, what, even though something may have transpired where you felt like you were just being manipulated to work harder or whatever to compete for somebody else's gain, that really the universe was prompting you to seek out a different situation. And that kind of thing I do feel like happens sometimes. And we need that kind of nudge. Now, Aries people have no issue with being able to take action and do something differently. So it's not like this is foreign to you. But it can be a situation where maybe you get sucked into that competition and you don't even think, hey, it's that big of a deal. And then you don't realize how it has adversely affected you until later on. So, and it also can be for some of you a spiritual awakening where you no longer have this kind of ruthless ambition or whatever you want to call it. Like you have other things that you want to do in your life. This can be a spiritual calling, maybe a spiritual pilgrimage. You have Neptune in the 12th house. So that could be affecting how you see the world these days. What crosses you is the Six of Pentacles. Like if this is, for instance, if this is some kind of relationship issue, the Six of Pentacles, if I just read in the upright position, is generosity, giving to those less fortunate. But in relationships, it could be that you attracted, due to your generosity, a parasitical relationship. I don't like to refer to people as parasites, but sometimes there are people who are not really on the up and up, and it's like you're giving and they're taking. And there's no problem with giving, even if it's not like tit for tat money-wise, but energetically. The pentacles can be like symbolic of energy. Is another person as into the relationship as you are? If they're not, you could be the one that is doing all of the giving, and they're just sitting there taking it all. And, it doesn't mean that somebody is evil because they're doing that, because they may not realize that they have talents that they could use to serve humanity. That might just be what they think they can do in life to get their needs met, which is sad. And there are people, I think people can be reformed who are like this, but then there are some people who are just, it's almost like a form of being an energy vampire where they're stealing other people's energy in the form of, their resources. So why do you get involved in those types of relationships? Well, some of you may be physically attracted to that person, and it's a little bit to the extreme. It's much more, you're making it much more than it should be. So what I would say about this is look at how you conduct yourself and see if you have contributed to the very thing that you claim you didn't want. With work situations, it can be that it simply wasn't worth the energy. It was draining you. I mean, and maybe it wasn't paying as it should either. So I picked this in the reverse position. I'm just holding it upright. What's coming in is the Justice card in reverse. And this can be a situation where this might even be like a Libra person. The Justice card connects to Libra, who is not balanced. This is your opposite sign. So if you are involved with a Libra person in some way, shape, or form, this person is not necessarily an honest broker, and they may try to suck you in. And this could have been like it's right below the Five of Wands. So if you had a relationship with somebody, that's another thing too. If you have a relationship with somebody where you were always fighting, there was always conflict, Aries people don't necessarily think that there's something wrong. Sometimes they think, oh, wow, we must really have this passionate relationship. No, it might be full of drama. And you can't see that you're not compatible with that person. Maybe they're gorgeous and you're just seeing what you want to see. And if they're a Libra, they probably are gorgeous. But this can also be some kind of unfair situation. It also reminds me of that Six of Pentacles reversed because that person's holding scales. So that shows that it's about balance. See the scales. That person who's kind of a nobleman, it feels like, hey, it's only fair for me who has all this money to give to these people that don't. And so it's showing like energy allotment or distribution, but in an unfair way. So you may be like, if this is a work situation or whatnot, if you walked off the job and filed a claim, maybe it's not going to go in your favor if there's any kind of like, it doesn't have to be a lawsuit, but some kind of like filing it with whatever, the human resources or whatever. But that doesn't mean that you are not free. That's the important thing. Also, we're going to have a Mercury retrograde at the end of this month. And it's actually going to be in your 10th house of career. So you could see something with that where something is being reviewed. And because I noticed here the outcome, 9 of Wands, this is a card of somebody who's very, wary, not weary, which means tired. A lot of people confuse that with the spelling, but wary, like somebody who is guarded, who is afraid of attack, who's kind of holding down the fort, meaning that you're anticipating maybe somebody coming back into your life. Maybe it's this individual. And that's another thing too, because this could be totally unrelated. If you've had a narcissist in your life and you have these other, problems going on, like with work, that person, the narcissist, it's like they're psychic or something, and they can tell when somebody is, kind of like vulnerable, and that's when they call. So it's all about being on high alert. I picked an additional card for clarity, and I got the Queen of Cups. This is a wonderful time to tune into that Neptunian energy. This is actually connected to Cancer, I believe. But meditation, your higher self, anything that is creative, because that can have a healing effect. If you're dealing with a lot of materialism and a lot of aggression, that is probably the best thing you can do for yourself, Aries, to kind of balance the energies as you end the year of 2022. So thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great rest of this year as we close off in the holiday season. And if you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double natal chart interpretation plus that's 1 hour of natal chart interpretation, 1 hour of transits for 2023 for a special price called my deep dive reading. And I have other readings as well. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks, as always, for watching. Take care. Bye.